Wasted World of Sports, ahoy! How is everybody doing this afternoon? Who's ready for Super Saturday? Massive triple header. We are just 7 minutes away from kickoff or thereabouts. Baden, Warriors on top. Mate, this has been a very hard game to tip. Byron Davidson, ahoy there. Super Saturday, bring it on. No pencil pat today. I've got pencil pat in zombie form, but not the one and only pencil pat. Shaun Johnson back for the Warriors, of course, yes. It'll be interesting to see what that does to the Warriors' attack. The Warriors are always unpredictable, very hard team to tip. I made a promise to myself that I would never tip them again on the back of being disappointed too many times in the past. 1 week they're going to come out and they're going to beat the Storm. And then they'll come out the very next week and they'll lose to, I don't know, who's crap? Tigers, I suppose. Shaun Johnson for first try, says Baden. I've actually got Corey Oates there for first try scorer. It was a difficult one to pick. I mean, it's obviously difficult to pick. That's why it pays so much if you happen to get the first try scorer right. But I just put a tenner on Corey Oates at odds of $10, so that'd be a nice $100 return there. I've also got my three-leg multi, my favorite. Anytime try scorers, Adam Pompey and Herbie Farnworth. Herbie Farnworth has played. Herbie Farnworth has scored the Broncos' last 4 tries. The streak's got to end at some point, but hopefully it won't be today. Herbie Farnworth and Adam Pompey, anytime try scorers. And the total match points under 42.5. That was too good to pass up. Tigers are having... You know what? The Tigers, as much as they are victims of their own silly little mistakes, they can also count themselves pretty unlucky. They probably should have beaten the Warriors. Yes, thank you, Byron. I was actually still looking at the mess that's left over from last night. Bobsy, ahoy there, mate. Welcome back. It'll be interesting to see the tipping on this one. I reckon it's a very 50-50 game. As I said, you never know what Warriors team is going to show up. Is it going to be the good Warriors? Or is it going to be the wooden spoon Warriors? You never know. Very hard team to tip. Very hard team to support. And then of course, coming up next, we've got Manly versus those Viking clapping bastards from Canberra. So, I'm not exactly a huge fan of Manly, but go Manly in that one. And Super Saturday finishes with the Cowboys hosting the Roosters in Townsville. And the Cowboys have been a little bit of a surprise package for the season so far. But have they really been tested? That's what I would like to know. I haven't really paid attention to many of their games, but this one will be a test for them today. It'll be a test for the Roosters as well, going up to Townsville. See how they handle that. They haven't clicked yet, the Roosters, this season. It's coming. It's coming. They are going to click, and when they click, somebody's going to lose by about 30 or 40 points that week. Who will score first try for Manly? Oh, you know, I want to say Tommy Turbo. What's his face? What's his name is also a pretty good bet. Oka Boka Boka Ball, whatever his name is. Okalatu. What's his name? You know who I'm trying to talk about? Hey, mate. Comment up the top there in the pinned chat. Feel free to, if you have Discord, feel free to jump on over for free onto our Discord. I share my screen over there. I'm obviously not allowed to show it here on YouTube, but shh, let's not tell them about Discord. Let's not let the NRL know about screen sharing and Discord servers. And here come the teams out onto the field. Broncos coming out first. This game's up in Redcliffe, actually. I could have gone to it if I really wanted to. Byron Davidson says, what's the bet? Fleckler gets on report. Pretty good odds, I reckon. Baden's on a different account. Is that the same Baden, or do we just very randomly have two Badens in the chat room? Today's stream is brought to you by a very lovely homebrew whiskey. Very nice drop. Big Payne Haas, there he is. Big Payne Haas. And here come the Warriors now, led out by Shaun Johnson, the returning Shaun Johnson. And Shaun Johnson, he pretty much sums up what the Warriors are all about, to be perfectly honest. Long time Cronulla Sharks supporter, and he played with the Sharks for a few years. And much like the Warriors, you never know what Shaun Johnson was going to get on the paddock from one week to the next. He could be the best player in the competition, or he could just absolutely shit the bed to epic proportions. And here he is back today. Shaun Johnson versus the Broncos. 18 games, 16 try assists, and 15 line break assists. Reece Walsh, of course, yep. Reece Walsh is only just recently back from injury, isn't he? I know he was back before this week, but he'll still be finding his feet. He's still got some strapping on the back of his leg there. We just saw that there on the camera. Some strapping there on the back of his leg. And, yeah, very interesting for Reece Walsh. Whenever Reece Walsh plays the Broncos, you know, it is the team that let him go. A Broncos junior let go to the Warriors. There's Alfie. Alfie's on the field. Of course he is. Get off the field, Alfie. There should not be a trainer on the field at kickoff. God damn it. That should not be allowed. There is nobody has twisted their ankle running out of the sheds. Alfie, you're a legend, but get off the field, mate. You know what it is? He misses the game. Alfie just misses the game terribly, and he really wants to be out there playing still. But the Broncos have kicked off. Alfie was standing right next to the kickoff, which is hilarious. And the Warriors are now on tackle 3, 30 meters out from their own line. Lodge busting it up, but he is met by a brick wall of Broncos. Tackle 4. Yep. Byron Davidson's now waiting for the day somebody twists their ankle running out onto the field right from the kickoff. And we can all look back on it. Semeni, I hope I'm saying this right. Semeni Tuvai Lopa. If I download the app for Discord, will I be able to watch the game? Absolutely. You jump on Discord. You click on the invite link to our Discord server. And jump into watch games live. And I'm sharing my screen there. Tackle 5 now, Broncos. 40 meters out. Reynolds puts the ball high. Reece Walsh is under it. Takes it right on his own goal line. And a good catch and a good kick return, all things considering. But the Broncos have started well here on defense. They've got the Warriors coming out of their own end, which is what you want when you've kicked the ball off and you're starting on defense. You want a good defensive set, and they are keeping them pinned down here, tackle 4, only at their own 30-metre line, the Warriors. And they've got a long way to go if they want to get out of here and make any sort of attack. 5th and last now. High ball by Shaun Johnson. Corey Oates now starts the set 40 metres out from the Broncos line. Early ascendancy, only 2 minutes old, of course, but early ascendancy Broncos. What's your prediction? Who's going to get the win? I've gone Broncos in our free tipping contest. Here's some space now for the Broncos. Farnworth, and he slips. And a big tuft of dirt flies up behind him. He got his studs stuck there and fell over. He's one of our try scorers. We've got Corey Oates for first try scorer. And they're coming down the left-hand side. A little chip over the top, and Reece Walsh has covered that off nicely. He's got the little makings of a rat's tail going on there, Reece Walsh. His is a lot smaller than some I've seen. And it's a penalty now to the Warriors. The Broncos are a little bit too enthusiastic. And this is the break that the Warriors needed. Robert M. went to Broncos. Yep. It was a tough one to call. It really was. I was torn between the two teams. I've ended up going Broncos because I promised myself, I swore to myself, never, ever tip the Warriors again. No matter who they're playing, never tip the Warriors because they're just too unpredictable. I couldn't even tip the Warriors against the Tigers. That's how unpredictable I find the Warriors. Oscar Petrovsky. Pompey is the best player. He's doing very well, isn't he? Adam Pompey. I've got him in my 3-leg multi. I reckon he's playing in the centres today. He's wearing... I'm pretty sure he's wearing number 2 on his back, but he is playing in the centres. A late shift. Here's a chance now, and the Warriors are going to get the first try. And they just made that very, very simple. Wow, wow, wow. And there goes my first try scorer bet, but that's okay, because we're still on for the multi. Very concerning signs indeed for the Broncos. This was the first venture into their territory for the Warriors, and they've just absolutely skittled them. Try confirmed. Not a single hand laid on him. He made them look very foolish there. And that was just simple stuff. Simple stuff through the hands, cut out pass. And that, I'm afraid, Jesse Arthur's first try. Another Broncos player, Jesse Arthur's on loan from the Broncos, scores first try against the Broncos. He's going to be a This is interesting now. We're obviously playing this game in Redcliffe, so the Dolphins logo is there up in the background, the Dolphins stand. So Jesse Arthur's on loan from the Broncos, and Reece Walsh came from Brisbane, didn't he? Reece Walsh is a Brisbane junior, let go, signed for the Warriors. So try Jesse Arthur's, conversion Reece Walsh. Warriors are up 6-0, by a couple of Broncos boys. There's a dramatic irony to that. Ed asks, who do you go for and why? I go for the Sharks, first and foremost. Matt Lodge, also a former Bronco. There you go. So it's the Broncos. It's the Broncos castaways. Yeah, that's a good kickoff. They've let it bounce, but it bounces kindly for the Warriors. And there is Matt Lodge, isn't it? Matt Lodge making the kick return. Siskus, let's go Warriors. Very tough game to call. Actually, that reminds me. I need to check out who tipped what in the NRL tipping contest. Our free tipping contest on NRL.com. And a good set after points for the Warriors. They are... Oh, he's in trouble now here, the number 9. Wade Egan. Wade Egan is in pain. Clutching at his ankle. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Oh, he got a twist. He got a twist. He got a twist. So, yeah, I go for the Sharks. I was... as a lot of people do experience, my cousin was my first best friend. And he went for the Sharks. So me, being an influential kid, went for the Sharks. Just followed him. Went for the Sharks in the NRL. Well, it wasn't the NRL back then, of course. But went for the Sharks. Went for the Bombers in the AFL just because he did. And... you know, that was my cool big cousin, so I looked up to everything that he did and everyone that he went for. That's who I went for as well. So, and I've got the Panthers as my second team because that's my dad's team. Oh, we've got a report here. Somebody's on report. Thomas Flegler. Actually, who was that? Who was that in the chat room? Somebody said this before the game even kicked off. Who was that? Byron. It was Byron Davidson. Says, what's the bet? Flegler gets on report. Flegler's on report. If only you could put bets on something like that. Yoel Romero. Ahoy there, mate. There we go. 8 minutes into the game, and Flegler is on report. And the Warriors, on the back of that penalty... a tackle 2, 10 metres out from the Broncos line. And here goes Egan. His ankle's recovered. Not good to see. But as I was saying at the top of the stream, you never know what Warriors team's going to show up. And they seem like they've showed up so far this week. Can they show up for more than 40 minutes? And Farnworth has raced up on Reece Walsh and shut that down. And he needed to. And he's really pushing the danger lines of a crusher tackle there. Fifth and last now, Warriors right in front of the posts. Midfield, 10 metres out. Options both sides. They come right. Reece Walsh in the line again. Passes it into Farnworth's leg. This is play on. This is play on. Corey Oates is away. But Reece Walsh has the pace. And that's tackle 1 Broncos. Warriors side of halfway. On the front foot. Warriors still coming back into the line. Albert Kelly slips over his own feet. And he slips over his own feet again. There's obviously some damage to the turf or something here, just on the Warriors side of halfway, because Farnworth has slipped. 6 again. Reynolds with a great cutout ball. Cobbo throws the ball about 20 metres forward. And he's not happy. But you can be unhappy all you want, mate, but that was a shit pass. Tried to push the pass back on the inside, but he ended up pushing it about 20 metres forward. So Reece Walsh pushing the pass down the other end. It might have actually touched the hand of Farnworth, but I think what they're saying is he didn't play at it. He wasn't playing at the ball, he was in the process of making a tackle. I thought live it had hit his leg, but it actually hit his hand. It hit Farnworth's hand off the Reece Walsh pass, but they've deemed he didn't play at the ball. He was just trying to make a tackle. Play on. Corey Oates was away, right up over halfway, but Reece Walsh, he had the pace to track him down. So Ed says, who do you think will win the match? Look, I've tipped the Broncos. I've tipped the Broncos pretty, what's the word? Without any confidence. I tipped them very unconfidently. But let's have a look, actually. Let's go over to the Wasted World of Sports free tipping contest on NRL.com, and let's see what everybody's picked. I'm sitting on a perfect round so far because I got the Titans, the Sharks, the Panthers, and it looks like a majority of us have actually gone the Broncos. There's only 3 out of the 16 active players that have tipped the Warriors. So that's interesting. Everybody seems to be on the Broncos bandwagon today. So we'll keep an eye on that. The Warriors are looking good so far, though. They're looking very slick. Corey Oates looking for a dangerous offload. He just very smartly decides to hold on to it. And here's Farnworth. Here's one of our try scorers. Be nice to see him get over. Cobbo with a hit up. Tackle 3 now, Broncos still. And there is a very relieving penalty for the Broncos, not letting the man up to play the ball. And they're holding down, penalty for holding down. And now the Broncos can go into Warriors territory. Reynolds puts it into touch just over the Warriors side of halfway. It'll be interesting to see if anybody slips over. We're in that part of the field. If somebody slips over off this play, there is definitely something up here. Ooh, that was a very risky pass. There was a chance of an intercept there for the Warriors. And that is a knock-on play 1. Warriors ball. And the Broncos are playing more like the Warriors than the Warriors this week. This is insane. He took his eyes off the ball there. He saw the man coming, realized it was a hospital pass, and he's about to get bulldozed right under the ribs. And he drops the ball cold. And we now have a Broncos player down now, getting a massage and a massage and a stretch. Getting the back of his knee rubbed. Oh, it's Herbie Farnworth. No! Get up, mate. Get up. You're part of our multi. You know, there is no worse feeling in the world than when one of your multiplayers gets taken off the field about 10 minutes into the match. Ed says, which current rugby union player you want to see play league again? You know who I reckon, well, in all honesty, there's a lot of union players who would go very well at rugby league. I think in the current rugby league environment, I actually think Michael Hooper would be a great rugby league player. Because whilst he's maybe a controversial opinion, but I think he's an average rugby union player. I know that he's probably the best that the Wallabies have got to offer in recent years, but I think he's just pretty average. He doesn't get in and do all the hard yards in the middle. He likes to hide out on the wing. I could see him playing lock or, a second row forward in rugby league and doing quite well. Now the Warriors, 5th and last, are hot on the attack again. And the other player I want to say is Caleb Clark, All Blacks winger. Harris Tabita puts it high. The Broncos have made an absolute mess of this. And it's going to be a set restart from under the post, drop out. In terms of which rugby union player you want to see play rugby league again, I don't know how many rugby league converts are there at the moment. Will Chambers now plays for a Los Angeles Union team. Does he really? I'm just glad he's gone from the Sharks. That's all I care about. Will Chambers, adios. Short dropout for the Broncos, tapped back, and Farnworth has got the ball. That is a very risky play this early in the game, but it's worked out for them. Broncos get the ball back. Corey Oates with the tap back. So Herbie, Farnworth, and the Broncos. Risky stuff. Because if that doesn't come off this early in the game, you run the risk of putting yourself 12-0 down very, very early. Fifth and last now, Broncos will be putting in a defensive kick here from Reynolds, who fumbles it. Regathers and gets the kick away, but it's straight down the throat of Reece Walsh. And there is a great chase for the Broncos, a big wall of defense. Reece Walsh just says, no, thank you, I surrender. Now the Warriors are bringing it out from their own end. Back on an even keel here. Tackle 3, just shy of the halfway line. Out on the left edge. Slightly forward pass there from dummy half to Matt Lodge, but they've let it go. Into the Broncos territory. Walsh puts it through the back line. There is the try scorer for the Warriors, getting his hands on the ball again. Jesse Arthurs. Fifth and last, high ball. Johnson in the 24. It's weird seeing him in this number. And Cobbo takes it and then gets an elbow in his face for his trouble. If I saw Haas run straight at me, I would surrender as well. I don't think Payne Haas was down there. It was probably him that made the tackle, and I just didn't notice. Here he goes, big Payne Haas, but very undamaging run, that one. Speak of the devil. Offload. Great offload. Now fifth and last Broncos, 30 meters out. Reynolds goes high. 10 meters out from the line. Jump, contest. Off the Warriors, offside, you would have thought. Did it touch the Broncos? No. Hand over. What are we saying? It has... Okay, it has touched Farnworth. Farnworth has tapped it back. It's bumped off his head. And Shaun Johnson gets the ball. But the Warriors are now starting the set deep in their own territory. Going wide early here. And that's another one we want to see do well. Adam Pompey with a little bit of space. Ed says Tom Wright used to play for Manly Sea Eagles. Very underrated. Oh, Tom Wright. Oh, is that right? Is that right? Sorry, I didn't mean that. Yeah, I know Tom Wright. Used to play for the Sea Eagles. Okay. Now he plays Union for the Brumbies and debuted for the Wallabies, and he's playing very well. Yeah, I did not know that Tom Wright came from rugby league. Shaun Johnson has got all the options here, and he probably took the worst one available. And now the Broncos have a chance. He's not held. He's up. And they're away, the Broncos. Another runaway play. Tackled on the halfway line from behind. Front foot ball here for the Broncos. They shift it. Big run here. Tackle 2, 30 meters out from the Warriors line. This could be the shift. Payne Haas. That's a better run from Payne Haas. He put his head down, bum up, and just charged forward. That's what you need to see out of him. Carrigan with a stupid offload. That's the most ridiculous offload you'll ever see in your life from Carrigan. What was he thinking? Unbelievable. Angus Crichton wants his hair back, and that was a terrible offload. Wow, that was bad. Words can't describe how bad that offload was. It wasn't even to anybody. Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Offload. Whoop. Nobody there. Warriors ball. It worked out all right for them, though, because I think the Warriors knocked the ball on. So that is a bonus for the Broncos. They get the ball back. They do not deserve it. Play off the back of the scrum. Reynolds to Farnworth, and Farnworth, it was just out of reach. It is going to be a penalty to the Broncos, though. Breaking from the scrum early. It would have been a lot better if Farnworth could catch that ball, because that would have been one of the legs of our multi, done and dusted. But there's a lot of penalties are coming this year from breaking from the scrum line early. Teams are obviously still adjusting to that. Here come the Broncos now. That is Carrigan. Just don't look for any stupid dinky off. He's done another stupid offload, Carrigan. If he had have just held the ball, that is not a penalty for obstruction. Carrigan is having an absolute nightmare with these offloads. If I'm Kevy Walters in the sheds at halftime, I'm saying, mate, love the ambition. Love the ambition, mate, but stop it. Stop it. And then slap him like Nathan Brown. Or Will Smith, which is a little bit of a more current reference, isn't it? Ed asks, Haas versus Tino in boxing. Who do you go for? Well, here's the thing. Like, they're both big guys, but big guys can't necessarily fight. Just because they're big, they can't necessarily fight. So, I've seen them. They faced off in the Origin, didn't they? Big Haas and Tino had a little bit of a face-off. But I've never seen either of them fight, so I don't know. Byron Davidson just realised no Capewell. Yeah, that's true. No Kurt Capewell. Who's in Capewell's place? Is Flegler? No. I guess in for Capewell would be Rabati, because he's wearing number 16. So he obviously wasn't meant to be in the starting team. Bobsy says Paul Gallen beats everyone. Man is tougher than bricks. Yeah, he gets a lot of crap. Gal gets a lot of crap, but he backs it up. Anthony Mundine was the same, to be fair. Palacia is replacing Capewell. Cool. Jason says, aren't the Broncos playing shit? Bloody oath they are. The Broncos are playing like the Warriors usually do, and the Warriors are playing like the Melbourne Storm at the moment. Well, maybe not quite that level, but they are doing well, that's for sure. Into the Broncos territory now. On tackle 4. Shaun Johnson just inside ball. A settler. Oh, jeez! That is a penalty to the Warriors. That was dangerous. He could have snapped his legs. Biff, 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 biff. Bring back the biff. Bring back the biff. Yeah, he might get sent for 10. It's Thomas Flegler again. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's Flegler again. Here he comes. Over to get its scolding. It's Flegler. This could be 10. Yeah, 10 in the bin. They're arguing it, but it looked horrible. It really looked horrible. He didn't need to do it. The dude was already held. He didn't need to do that. I seen it live. I thought, wow, he could have snapped his ankles right off. But anyways, can the Warriors take advantage of this? Tackle 1, hot on the attack. 6 more now, just to make matters slightly worse. 1 extra tackle now for the Warriors. Johnson with the short ball. Oh, Albert Kelly's down. So they're down 2 men in the defensive line. Oh, time off. Time off. Albert Kelly is really hurt. Kelly is struggling with something. I don't know what. He's already got his knee taped up at the front there. So, Vobsy says, talking about Flegler here. Guy's either hated by the refs, hates the Warriors, or just needs anger management. Might be the last one. A combination, maybe, of the first one and the last one. The first one because of the last one. So maybe the refs obviously have it in for him, but maybe that's just because... Yeah, maybe that's just because of... maybe just because of what he does. Semeni asks, what's the stats for possession of the ball? This will be very interesting. Okay. Possession, 59% Warriors. 41% Broncos. Completion rate, 75%. Warriors, 63% Broncos. Not good enough there for the Broncos. Where's time in the opponents? Have they got time in the opponents' 20? Reese, dummies! Reese Walsh! And it's another try. It's a double for Jesse Arthurs. And the Broncos, they're in a little bit of trouble here. Jesse Arthurs with try number 2. And I'll tell you what else might be in a little bit of trouble. My three-leg multi might be in a bit of trouble. I've already lost the... Not that one. Although I will change places here. I've already lost that one. That one's gone. First try scorer. First try scorer was not Corey Oates. It wasn't. I think that I'm still a chance here. I'm still a chance. I'm still a chance for Adam Pompey and Herbie Farnworth. What I'm starting to get slightly concerned about, though, is the under 42.5 points. They need to score tries soon, my 2 try scorers, or I'm going to start to really get nervous about that unders. Yeah, last night's multi lost. I'm still riding on profits from the Panthers Manly game. We got a $95 3-leg multi on the Panthers Manly game last week, so I'm still running in profits from that. Despite the losses this weekend, we're still up for the season so far. Bending back there, and he bends it back right through the post. 12-0 Warriors. And there is Flegler in the bin, having a think about it. I'll be right back. All right. Reset. Reset Broncos. Better defensive set here. Look at the run meters. The Warriors have done almost double. Jason says, still got enough money left over to fix your sound gear. You spilt your... Thankfully, it's still working, I think. Check. Audio check. I think we're still good. I think it's still working. I got very lucky. Very, very lucky. It was dangerously close to everything. It was actually ridiculously close to the power board as well, because it spilt. It went under the sound mixer and down the holes in the desk where the cables come up through. So it went under the sound mixer, through the hole at the back of the desk, and was centimeters away from the power board. Fifth and last now, Broncos. They are in Warriors territory. Reynolds, high ball. Taken easily by Reece Walsh. I sound like Pencil Pat. Oh, God, shoot me now. Love him like a brother, but there is somebody that I do not want to sound like. Early tackle here from the Warriors inside their own 40, looking for the 40-20, and it bounces infield. Tessie New, dangerous pass across to Cobbo, right in front of the post. And they're starting to panic here, the Broncos. Panic stations. Oh, yeah, I was saying before. Pencil Pat himself is not here tonight, but we do have Pencil Pat in zombie form. It's zombie Pencil Pat. Carrigan's in trouble now. Carrigan's now down with a leg injury. So another Broncos player down with a leg injury, potentially. Grasping at his knee. Well, you don't want to see anybody get injured, but Carrigan being off the field and replaced might not be a bad thing because he's had an absolute nightmare so far. This is the third man in tackle. It's on report. It should be 10 in the bin. No, it's just a report. No 10 in the bin. Penalty Broncos. Reynolds puts it into touch, and they will be starting this set 20 metres out from the Warriors' line. Still a man down. This is their chance, really. If they're going to turn things around, scoring a 6-pointer with a man still in the bin is a way to make a statement. Let's see if they can do it. Tackle 1. Payne Haas nearly drops the ball. He actually might have. He's just held it up against his nutsack and kept hold of it. And there's a push on the dummy half. I don't think you're allowed to do that. He needs to surrender. Surrender! Oh, that was dangerous. That was almost a penalty for obstruction. He needed to just drop there and surrender. Gets away with it, though. Payne Haas with another run. Shrugs off 1, shrugs off 2, shrugs off 3, falls over his own legs, and gets bulldozed by the same 3 men that he shrugged off just moments before. And the Warriors holding on here. Broncos going nowhere fast. They've got the same 2 guys taking hit-ups every tackle. It's now the 5th and last. It's gone to Payne Haas on the last, who flicks it to Reynolds. Reynolds kicks for himself and scores! They made an absolute mess of it. Payne Haas should not be getting the ball as first receiver on 5th and last. Adam Reynolds says, give it to me. I'll show you how it's done. Try time under the sticks. And there is that statement. Why the ball has gone to Payne Haas at first receiver on 5th and last, I will never know. Reece Walsh, horribly out of position. He knows it. Banged his own head on the turf. He was so upset with himself there, Reece Walsh. Smacked his own face into the turf because he knew he'd done screwed up. Try time, Adam Reynolds. Easy conversion coming for him here now as well. So what do we reckon about the Rabbitohs letting Adam Reynolds go? Interesting call. I know they've been burned in the past with long contracts and older guys, but why would you let Adam Reynolds go? Rabbitohs. Byron says Rabbitohs made a mistake letting Reynolds go. Absolutely, I think so. And then bringing in Milford. Was it Uncle Wayne who brought in Milford, or did that happen? That happened after. That happened after Wayne had already left, and that was just this season. Can't remember. Anyways, game back on in this one. It's 18 points. I still have none of my try scorers. All right, no, we're still on. We're still a chance here. Under 42.5 points is actually a huge total match point. Regular time remaining in the bin, 1 minute, 18 seconds. So we're still okay on our multis. And that kick is out on the full, and this game has swung completely on its head. And this is the Warriors that we know. This is the Warriors we're used to. They've been fantastic for 30 minutes, and now it's all just unraveled. They've let in a try to a 12-man Broncos team. And then the kickoff out on the full, penalty on halfway. Robert M says, who scored for the Broncos? It was Adam Reynolds. Adam Reynolds, 5th and last. 5th and last. Payne Haas was in at first receiver for some reason. Haas went, God damn, it's 5th and last. I don't want anything to do with this. Flicked it off to Reynolds. Reynolds put a little grubber kick through for himself. Reece Walsh was horribly out of position at the back. He knew it as well because he smacked his own head in frustration in the turf after the try was scored. Adam Reynolds right under the post. Incorrect restart, and now here are the Broncos. Tackle 2. 15 metres out from the Warriors' line. And we could be looking at an even scoreline here. Out of nowhere, really. Payne Haas draws in 3 defenders again. They go short. There is space here. It's 5th and last. They are 30 centimetres out from the line. A big open side here to the left. Reynolds is not standing in first receiver. 5th and last again. Oh, there was space there. But he has fallen over, and it is a one-on-one strip. And Jesse Arthurs gets the ball. Billy Walters, I think, was stripped of the ball one-on-one there. Well, he dropped it, actually. It wasn't a strip. He just dropped the ball cold. He slipped over his own feet, which seems to be happening a lot for the Broncos players. I haven't noticed any Warriors players slipping over. It's the Broncos players slipping over their own feet. They need to switch out the studs at halftime. Put longer ones in. That's what needs to happen. Get the longer studs in place. Shaun Johnson, 5th and last, puts the ball up high. Corey Oates covers it very nicely. Broncos now can restart. Carrigan is off, as Byron said. James is on for Carrigan. That's good news. Carrigan was having a shocker. He really was. Penalty Broncos. Up inside the 10. Offside, penalty. Relieving penalty for the Broncos. They're back to their full complement now. Blegler is back. Robert M. says, if we win this game, are we back in the 8? Or does it depend on the Raiders game? By we, we are meaning Broncos? Let's have a look. So Broncos will be Broncos with a win will at least temporarily be in 3rd place after this game. And another penalty to the Broncos. So they'll temporarily be in 3rd place. Cowboys are probably going to lose tonight, so they'll stay above the Cowboys. Storm will no doubt beat the Bulldogs, so the Storm would go back above them. Eels will probably win, so the Eels will go above them. They're going to be ahead of the Knights. They'll be in the 8. Yeah, they'll be entrenched in the 8 with a win. Yep. I don't think there's enough teams there below them that can... They'll be temporarily in 3rd spot. Storm and Eels will jump above them. Raiders potentially jump above them. Tony Staggs on play 1 of a set restart has dropped the ball. Adam Reynolds has got the trainer with him. That's not a good sign for the Broncos. Broncos have got to win this one because they've got 5 tough games coming up. Let's see. I mean, I believe you. I just want to see who they've got. So they've got the Roosters. Yes, tough game. Round 5. Round 6, Panthers. Forget about it. That's a loss. Put that one in the loss column already. Round 6. Round 7, Bulldogs. again, second game against the Bulldogs. They only just got through them the first time. Bulldogs are better than people realise. Could be a close one. My Sharks. My Sharks in round 8. Put that one in the loss column already. Sorry, Broncos. Round 9, Rabbitohs. Away to the Rabbitohs. That'll be a tough one. Round 10, away to Manly. That'll be tough. Round 11, away to the Knights. Yep. It is a bit of a tough run, isn't it? Yeah. So this is a big game for the Broncos to win. Heavy's down on the sideline, looking pretty stressed, must be said. I'm not sure if that's just sun in his eyes or... Here's the offload, and here is a try for the Warriors. That is not who we needed to score the try, though. That is Marcelo Montoya. Now I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Getting very, very nervous now. Try confirmed. Right in front of the Dolphins logo. Scoring right before halftime like that creates the momentum, doesn't it, to carry into the second half. Tough conversion coming up. I think the Broncos, honestly, whilst that wasn't good, obviously, it's never good to give up a try, but I think the way the Warriors have played and the way that the Broncos have played this first half, they would take a 10-point deficit at halftime. There's Alfie out in the field again. Of course he is. Given the troops are talking to, Alfie, there in the blue shirt. He can't get enough of being on the field, little Alfie. Reece Walsh, 2 from 2, 100% today. This is a tough one, though. He's on the opposite sideline. Yeah, Albert Kelly is off, and the fact that Albert Kelly is off and hasn't come back yet, I am assuming that he's done for the night. And that's a miss. His first miss of the night, Reece Walsh. And you know what? I think the Broncos would take that 10-point deficit at halftime. The way that this game has gone so far, I do honestly think they'll take it. We're still just grasping on to that multi. Just hanging on. The 3-leg multi. It's not done yet. But we do need somebody to score a try very, very quickly. Early in the second half, we need Adam Pompey or we need Herbie Farnworth to get over. And I'll start to feel a little bit better about that. Anyways, if not, we've got the next game coming up. Seagulls. Who have I got in that one? Here's a chance. Forget about going into halftime, 10 points. The Warriors want more. Seagulls Raiders, I've got Reece Walsh now with space. The Warriors want more points here. I was saying that the Broncos would be happy going into halftime, only 10 points down, but they now really need to defend for their lives. Shaun Johnson with the early kick. Herbie Farnworth with the interference. Corey Oates is tackled in goal, and the pressure is going to stay on. And there is absolutely no chance at all, that they go for a short dropout this time, you would think. So, yeah, we've got Sea Eagles Raiders coming up after this. I've got a three-leg multi worth $185, under 41.5 points. Tommy Turbo and Nickel Clockstad, anytime try scorers. Fingers crossed on that one. They've gone the short kickoff and they've knocked it on. I would have accepted the 10-point deficit, smacked that ball as deep as possible, and just gone into halftime. Accepted the deficit. There was no benefit to them getting the ball back. And they ran the gauntlet there, the Broncos, and they survive on the back of a Warriors mistake. But my goodness, that was some interesting decision-making. Robert M. says, so you took... Yes, Manly to beat the Raiders. I cannot... Are there any Raiders fans in the chat room? Any Raiders fans in the chat before I abuse them? Raiders are one of my most hated teams in the competition. I can never tip them. I refuse to ever tip them. So, I'm all in on Manly tonight. Anyways, halftime, 16 points to 6 to the Warriors. I think the Broncos will not be happy with the way they're playing, obviously. Hang on, they're having a chat to Adam Reynolds. Sloppy, says Adam Reynolds. Very sloppy, ill-disciplined. Better attitude in the second half he wants. And play footy down their end of the park. It makes it sound so simple. And that's what they were doing at the start of the game, but they weren't really able to put anything on the board. So 16 points to 6 at halftime. I think the Broncos will take that, really. Obviously, ideally, they would want to be ahead and they would want to be playing better. But I think the way that things have gone so far in this game, they will take the 10-point deficit and they'll work at knocking that off in the second half. We'll see. The Warriors are looking good, though. Warriors are... You never know what Warriors are going to come out. Which Warriors team are you going to get? The good Warriors or the wooden spoon Warriors? We've had a mixed bag tonight, but so far, 30 of the 40 minutes, it's been a very good-looking Warriors team. In the 10 minutes that they looked like the wooden spoon Warriors, the Broncos very easily got on the board, very nearly got on the board again with a second try to level it up. So, it's still on a knife's edge, this one. Still on a knife's edge. Could go either way. Warriors looking very, very good at halftime, though. I'm going to have a break for halftime. Going to go line up for the toilets. Grab another beer. You know, the usual footy stuff. And I'll be back for the second half. All right. Half-time break. Let's go. Oh, Cowboys or Roosters? Roosters. Roosters. It might be a bit closer than people think, but Roosters. Chit chat time with Jake Trebojevic. Manly Raiders coming up next. Oh, somebody followed while I was on break. Nice. Thank you very much for that. Cheers. What popped up on the screen? Was it Reg Reagan? Old Reggie boy. Bring back the Biff. Second half. Coming up next, Warriors Broncos. Warriors up 16 points to 6 and looking good for 30 minutes of that game. Anyway, here we go. Formula One commercial. F1. I love my Formula One. Hate Red Bull. Hate Max Verstappen. I get quite passionate about it. My Formula One. Sports in general, I get quite passionate about. So, yeah. This is the big time. The biggest stars. The biggest hits. The biggest prize. It's the T20 ICC Men's T20 World Cup. And that is coming up soon. We will definitely be following some of those games. So let's have a look at some of the stats before they come out for the second half. Possession and completions. Broncos just need to get their hands on the ball a bit more here in the second half. They've improved their completion rate. It was down in the 60% range at one point. They have improved and got it up to 73%, but the Warriors are completing at 80%. And that's really been the difference so far because they've had the ball, they've completed better, they've gotten down into the Broncos' territory. This is the big one, the run meters, 848 meters for the Warriors to 596 Broncos. Post-contact meters, 313 to the Warriors, 242 to the Broncos. Line breaks, 4-1, Warriors. Average set distance, 40 meters for the Warriors, 31.4 for the Broncos. Kick return meters, 85 Warriors, 49 Broncos. They're dominating them in all facets of the game so far, the Warriors. They're just double everything. Every positive stat, the Warriors are just almost double what the Broncos are doing at the moment. So, Vobsy says Broncos score one more and Warriors score one more without a conversion. And your bank will thank you. Nice. Kicking meters, 284 Warriors, 162 Broncos. Kicking meters are a bit of a... Kicking meters are a bit of a different beast, though, aren't they? It's hard to really gauge the statistics for that because the Broncos, they've had a few more high balls up in attacking territory. So their kicks have more often than not gone straight up. Whereas the Warriors haven't really kicked for a try. They've put it through the hands. their kicks have been defensively out of their own territory. So it makes sense that they would have a substantially higher kick meters statistic. So I don't think we can really read too much into that. Forced dropouts, though. You know, the Warriors have forced 2 dropouts. The Broncos haven't forced any. So they just really need to force a bit more possession and territory from this game, the Broncos, and they can get themselves back into it. Warriors are looking really good, though. Really, really good. Stags hasn't been very good this game, says Byron. What's his face? Angus Crichton's old haircut. Carrigan. Patrick Carrigan. He's been truly awful. And here they come out for the second half now. Broncos coming out first. You can hear the clank of the studs on the cement. Hopefully they put longer studs in at halftime because they really did trip over their own feet. Way more than you would anticipate. And out onto the field they come. Second half. Ready to roll. Let's see. It's always hard with the Warriors. Which team is going to show up for the game? Which game is going to show up for the half? I never have any faith in them, the Warriors, I'm afraid. You never know what you're going to get from one game to the next, from one half to the next, from 1 minute to the next. But here they come. Shaun Johnson leading them back out onto the field. They are definitely right on top at the moment, but let's see if they can keep it that way. $10 points to work with. And the Warriors will be kicking off to start the second half. I know that Adam Reynolds was let go by the Rabbitohs. He didn't choose to leave. But I do wonder if he misses it. It's a little bit different when you come from a regularly winning team into a team that doesn't win all the time. But anyways, we are off in the second half, and the Broncos start with the ball, bringing it out of their own territory. And just the stock standard couple of hit-ups by the forwards to start the set. And let's see if they can just complete the first set. Legler, he needs to calm down and keep himself on the field. Payne Haas drawing in 2 or 3 with the offload. Billy Walters up over halfway. Oh, it wasn't Billy Walters. My apologies. It was Jake Turpin. Reynolds on the last, puts the high ball up. Easy take for Montoya. The Warriors are starting their set 15 meters out from their own line. So the Warriors defuse that first attacking raid. Vobsy says he had halftime therapy. What he needed was some crack from Jack that old mate Ponga from Tonga is on. That's what he needs. Oh, he is strapped his knee there. That's Carrigan. His knee is in a brace, and he's in his Broncos polo, so he is definitely done for the night. Great take there from Cobbo. It was stripped 1-on-1. And is that a zero tackle or the first? It is the first. And the Broncos now in a pretty good position to start this set. Offload. Cobbo with some space. And he's dropped the ball. It will be a penalty, though, to the Broncos, crowning the play the ball area. And here is the first attacking chance of the second half. So Carrigan and Kelly injured off the field for the Broncos, both with knees, interestingly enough, or, you know, some form of leg injury. Payne Haas with the offload to Flegler, and Flegler hits it up 10 metres out now from the Warriors' try line. Second tackle. They come right-hand side. Reynolds. Robati just hits it up and takes tackle 3. Not a whole lot happening there. Big open side on the left. Reynolds to Haas. Haas draws in 3 again. He just always brings 2 or 3 defenders with him, Payne Haas, and that's where he adds value. They go to left again. Reynolds with the cutout ball. This is out to Oates. Oates has put it over the sideline. That is no try. Great defense there for the Warriors. They're going to have a look, but it looked like he grounded it over the sideline to me. We're also looking at a late tackle, potentially, maybe. Late tackle or a high tackle on Herbie Farnworth. So a couple of things to look at here for the bunker. Reynolds with a great cutout ball to Farnworth, who gets shouldered. He just dropped his shoulder in, the Warriors player, so that'll be interesting to see what they... He had one arm up, to be fair. Okay, they've cleared the contact. We're looking at grounding now. Corey Oates just gets shoved by Shaun Johnson and over the sideline. And it's no try. Much better start to the second half, though, for the Broncos. That's what they needed to do. They needed to just get through, put an attack on. They didn't come up with points, but promising signs. Much more promising signs. And the Warriors will be starting from their own 20-meter line. They just need to stand up in defense and force a defensive kick here at the back end of this. Reynolds up in the defensive line. Good stuff there. Curran with the offload, juggled by Johnson. He only just reels it in. Warriors now making great progress here, though, it must be said. Fourth tackle now. 40 meters out from the Broncos line. Horrible play of the ball. So that just a little bit of... And now the Warriors are slipping. There is definitely something up with this end of the field. Now a Warriors player has just slipped over his own feet in exactly the same spot where the Broncos were falling over. Reece Walsh has gone up for it. He's got it, and that is fifth and last. Knock-on, tackle, handover. So the Warriors players are now slipping over in that halfway to 40-meter line on that left-hand side of the field where a lot of Broncos players slipped over in the first half. We're now seeing the Warriors slip over their own feet. But that ended up being a dangerous play for the Warriors, and really, it must be said, not a good defensive set there for the Broncos. Not a good defensive set at all things considering. Reynolds, they're going wide here on the third, inside their own half. Gets as far as Tessie New, and then that's where play 4 dies. Fifth and last now, still their own side of halfway. Broncos, Reynolds will be putting in a defensive kick. Goes high. Goes deep, but there's no pressure on the receiver. He still nearly made a mess of it. But it's been taken by the Warriors. Play 1. Jesse Arthur's already on a double. Now doing hit-ups out from his own end. He's getting in, putting in the effort, putting in the work. And that's what you want to see from your backline players. If you're the Warriors, offload. Those offloads are going well for them. Fourth tackle, and again, they have just waltzed into Broncos territory. Fifth and last, and we have got blood. 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 So much blood. What happened there? Oh, head clash. Friendly fire. Head clash. Wade Egan, I think it is. Spurting out blood. Busted his eye. Payne Haas coming off the field. Just a replacement. He's not injured. He's just coming off. Hetherington on. Haas off. Hetherington on. Big head clash there. He's getting strapped up now. I think they both have to. They will probably both get called off for a HIA. There's Tommy Turbo having a stretch in the changing rooms. Sea Eagles and Raiders coming up next. Bobsy says, I don't want the Warriors to score again because I don't think the Broncos will score again. If the Broncos do score again, see, I don't care who wins for my multi. I haven't backed a winner. I backed a winner in the tipping contest because I had to. So I don't necessarily care who wins this game. High ball now for the Warriors, fifth and last, taken by Sohan Cobo. Great take. So, yeah, in terms of my three-leg multi, we're not over. We're not over. But we need somebody to score a try very, very quickly. Herbie Farnworth or Adam Pompey. Doesn't really matter. Fifth and last now. Richard, bro, are we going to watch you or the game? You're welcome to pay for Foxtel and watch the game yourself. Farnworth better score. And Pompey to score as well. And keep the score under 42.5. There's still plenty of time. Penalty Warriors here. Wade Egan's off for the HIA. And if Wade Egan's off for the HIA, the guy who he head clashed with may have to go off as well. Reece Walsh doing a hit up. Running off the hip of the forwards, taking the short ball up. That's probably not who you want taking your hit-ups if you're the Warriors. You want Reece Walsh in space, out wide. You don't want him doing hit-ups down the middle of the field. But the Warriors now, they're looking slick, and that's a horrible pass. Just as I say, they're looking slick. Reece Walsh throws it straight to Katoni Staggs. And now some quick front foot ball for the Broncos, and they're off upfield. Zero tackle. Tackle number 2. Their own 40-meter line now. Tackle 3. Doing the hard yards here, the Broncos. Flat ball out in front of Reynolds. Did well to hold on to it. 4th tackle. They have trenched themselves into Warriors territory. Flegler falls over. 5th and last. 40 meters out from the Warriors line. Reynolds goes high. No pressure on the kick return at all. Once again. And the Warriors with an easy take. Easily bringing it out of their own territory now. Tackle 2. The Broncos might need to start thinking about sacrificing some meters on those kicks just to be able to put some pressure on the receiver. I mean, if you put pressure on the kick chase, pressure the receiver, absolutely anything can happen. There could be a mistake. You're going to sacrifice 10 or 15 meters for the set to start, but at least you're getting an opportunity to put pressure. And look at this. Warriors high ball, pressure on the kick receiver. Boom. And the Broncos have got the breeze at their back. They should be the ones doing the more damaging kick. They just haven't clicked into gear today at all, the Broncos. The Warriors have switched on for longer periods of time, and hence, they have a 10-point lead. Reynolds looking for a set restart. And he gets smashed. He wants 6 again. Reynolds wants 6 again. He's not getting it. Here's a chance into the Warriors' side of halfway. A half break. 5th and last. Reynolds with the high ball. Shanks it off the side of the boot. But it's worked out for them. It's 6 again. And here is some space for... Oh, wow, that was close. He's just pulled down. Harris Tavita just pulls him down. Flegler now with a hit up. Half break. Offload. Broncos now with numbers. Out wide. Herbie Farnworth is tackled 10 meters out on the left-hand edge. Bobsy says, have you placed your bets for Roosters Cowboys? Roosters? No, I haven't. Tessie New with a half break, bumps off 1. No, I haven't done any bets yet for the Roosters Cow. I need to start having to think about that. Horrible pass there. They just need to reset here. 5th and last, options both sides. I think Reynolds is out to the left. They go left to Reynolds, 5th and last. A little dink over the top. Corey Oates throws the ball 10 meters forward. And that'll be a knock-on and a restart for the Warriors. But more promising stuff there for the Broncos. More promising. Kishan says Cowboys will win. You know what? I think they're in with a chance. I think they are honestly in with a chance. I think the Roosters will have too much firepower across the paddock. The Roosters haven't been playing well so far this year, but we are just waiting for them to click. And when they click, they're going to put on a big, big score. I don't think that they will necessarily click 100% tonight, but I think they will do enough to beat the Cowboys. I think it might be closer than people are anticipating, though. But we'll see. We've got this game to get through first. It's not looking good for the Broncos at the moment. The Warriors have really turned up for this one. 5th and last now, 40 meters out. They're just constantly ending up 40 meters out from the Broncos line. Corey Oates is just swallowed up as soon as he takes the ball. Every single time. He's just swarmed. Yeah, the Cowboys are playing at home. I just don't think I don't think the Cowboys are necessarily going as well as people think they're going, if that makes sense. I don't think they've really come up against any. Like, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Cowboys so far. Cowboys round 1, Bulldogs, and they lost. Cowboys round 2, Raiders. Raiders are shit. Round 3, okay, Broncos, but hey, we're seeing what the Broncos are made of. We're seeing what the Broncos are made of the past couple of games, aren't we? They're not going too well, so maybe they're flattering to deceive a little bit, the Cowboys. This will be their first real test. Tonight, at home versus the Roosters, this will be the Cowboys' first real test of the year. I don't think that they've necessarily come up against anybody legitimately proven to be good so far, you know. Raiders are 50-50. Broncos are clearly 50-50. You know, they lost to the Bulldogs in round 1. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Roosters certainly aren't playing up to their potential, that's for sure. That much we can absolutely say for sure. Payne Haas now with a hit up on the 4th tackle. Finds some space. And here's a chance now for the Broncos. They really do need to make something of this soon if they're going to. Chance for an offload. It's offloaded into the Warriors player, and the Warriors have got the ball, and this is just horrible, horrible stuff there from the Why would you even try that offload? I don't understand why you would even try that offload. So I'm getting ready to write this game off for the Broncos. I really am. They're not looking good at all. The Warriors haven't looked outstanding, but they've looked better for longer periods of time. And they're well worth their 10-point lead at the moment, and possibly it's about to become more. Because they will have an attacking kick at the end of this set. 5th and last here. 30 metres out. Shaun Johnson can go high and put pressure on Corey Oates again. Corey Oates knocks it on. There's a player offside. I would have thought that was penalty Warriors. Play on. Broncos ball. Let's see. It did not. Okay, good call by the referee there. It did not touch Corey Oates. It was knocked back by the Warriors chaser. Reynolds dummies for the cutout pass, goes short. Broncos on tackle 4 now into Warriors territory. Payne Haas draws another 2 defenders, offloads. Reynolds threatens to go wide again. Creates numbers, sends it wide to Farnworth. Farnworth gets on the outside and draws in the winger, but can't get any form of offload away. 5th and last, Reynolds high ball. Midfield. Broncos actually chasing through this one, putting pressure on, and look at that. It's a penalty to the Warriors. Well, I was going to say, high ball, they actually put pressure on for the first time all game, and the Warriors knocked the ball on, but it's a penalty for taking him out in the air. And that probably led to the mistake. It's just, it's all gone horribly wrong once again here for the Broncos. A relieving penalty now for the Warriors, and they're going to have another attacking set here to try and extend that lead. I'm going to have a quick break, and I'll be right back. Fifth and last. I got back just in time to see an attacking kick here. Fifth and last. Warriors with the ball do absolutely nothing with that one. I don't think Reece Walsh knew that it was the last tackle. He had no idea. Robert M says, see how the ball's in crowd. Does the person who caught it off the penalty have to give the ball back? Yes. This is not Major League Baseball. You do not get to keep the ball. They obviously use a different ball for the next play. But yes, obviously you do have to give the ball back. Not in baseball. You know, I've actually got a couple of foul balls in my collection. I managed to get one signed by the guy who hit the foul ball. Earl the Pearl Johnson. Old school, ABL. Back at the RNA Showgrounds. Brisbane Bandits, Waverley Reds. I think it was. Bandits versus Reds. Foul ball. Managed to get it signed after the game. Good times, good times. Baseball just never really kicked off in Australia, did it? I would have thought, like, okay, maybe the game goes for too long. I was thinking maybe baseball just runs too long, but then I think, like, we're a cricketing nation, you know, cricket, even in T20 form, cricket is a very elongated game. So, yeah, it is interesting that baseball never really reached heights here in Australia. But anyways, not to worry. I like it. So that's all good. Well, I'm getting pretty close to writing this one off, to be perfectly honest. There's still 20 minutes to go, and it's only a 10-point gap, but the Broncos haven't even looked likely. So if I check out the tipping contest, there are only a few people who went the Warriors. This is going to screw up my... I was sitting on a perfect round coming into this game. This is going to bollocks up my perfect round. But I don't think I'm going to lose any spots in the tipping contest. Yeah. Yep. Alicia. Yeah, Alicia can't catch up to me. So, yeah, I'm not going to drop any spots. I'm not going to make up any spots either, though. But at least I'm not falling any spots. So I'll just have to take that. And again, an absolutely nothing kick, no pressure on the receiver. They really need to start thinking about sacrificing some territory here in an attempt to get the ball back, because at the moment these kicks with no kick pressure just gifting the Warriors possession, and the Warriors are making a run of it. Third tackle, they're already up to the 35-meter line. They will be in the Broncos' territory on the back of this set, or just their own side of halfway. There they are, just in Broncos' side of halfway. And they're putting in much better kicks. Shaun Johnson is out-kicking Adam Reynolds tonight, although that was a bit of a shocker. He got a good bounce, but yeah, that was probably the worst kick Shaun Johnson's done all night. And they've dropped the ball, though, the Broncos, and Reynolds was offside. Gets away with the offside. But knock on, right in front of the post. Warriors can ice this game right now. This is the chance for the Warriors to ice this game. Give the ball to Adam Pompey and let him score a try so that I've at least got something to cheer for. At the moment, I'm only ticking off one leg of my multi. If we tick off a second leg, at least I get my money back. Scrum right in the middle of the field. Trevor Daly says, come on, Warriors. Well, here's their chance. That's touched by Broncos. It'll be 6 more, but... And that'll be a penalty to the Warriors for dragging him over the sideline. He was caught held. Herbie Farnworth still decided to drag him over the sideline. Penalty to the Warriors. No chance of the 2 points. It's right out on the sideline. So Shaun Johnson just dinks it into touch, and they can try again. They're looking to ice this game here, the Warriors. 25 metres out. What are the odds of a Jesse Arthur's hat-trick? Benua Blake hits it up on tackle 2, right in front of the post. Options left and right now. Where's Shaun Johnson? Shaun Johnson is standing right, but they come left for tackle 3. And now they've got the big open side to do with what they please. Just another settler right in front of the post for Noah Blake. Tackle 4, 5 metres out, midfield. There's Johnson with the cutout ball, and it would have been an intercept. But Corey Oates has knocked the ball on. And Corey Oates would have been in under the sticks with the intercept. But he just snatches at that one a little bit, and he drops it cold. And the Warriors now, another 6 tackles and 15 minutes to go. This is working out well for the Warriors, either way. Even if they didn't come away with points there, they do get the ball back. They do get to kill off some more minutes on the clock. And that would have been a huge turning point in this game. An intercept try, completely against the run of play, completely against the possession and completion stats. But it's just been the story of the night for the Broncos. So close, yet so far. Just slips through his fingers. Out to the right-hand side again, and the Warriors have totally ballsed that up. A knock-on. Broncos scrum centre field. They do have to go length of the field, though. They're starting this 10 metres out from their own line. A long, long way to go, but tackle 2 or tackle 3, it was very early in the count. And that's not the time you want to be knocking on when you're 5 metres out from the opponent's try line. Did not even fire a shot there, it has to be said, the Warriors. Another opportunity to ice the game. Gone. But can the Broncos do anything with it? That's the problem for them so far tonight. They are running out of time. And they're really not doing anything with their sets. Going backwards at a rate of knots there. Here comes Flegler. Flegler's back on the field. Payne Haas draws 3 again. But relatively kept quiet tonight, Payne Haas. Reynolds down the short side. Dummies, goes himself. Looks very threatening. Tries for a quick play the ball. His pants are down. He's got the black bicycle shorts on. Reynolds, 5th and last. A pass to absolutely nobody. That's just shocker, but... Oh, horrible, horrible, horrible by the Broncos. Shocking. Shocking stuff. Tessie knew it. Dummy half on the 5th tackle. Throws it to the invisible man. The invisible man didn't want anything to do with it. And Kevy Walters is not happy. Whoops. Kevy Walters is not happy. And really, I'm starting to feel like nobody wants to win this game. The Warriors don't want to ice it and put it completely out of doubt. The Broncos don't even want to get into it. This is a hard game to watch. You know, the Titans game the other night was deemed to be pretty shocking, but at least it was close. This game is shocking, and it's just far enough away, the scoreline, for it to not even be exciting in the process. Does that make sense? That Tigers game, there was at least excitement because it went right down to the final minute. This game, both teams just refused to try and win it. But 10 points is enough of a gap where it's not even exciting at this point in time. If the Broncos score, well, the Broncos have just dropped the ball, and this is a nightmare. This is an absolute shocker. This is two wooden spoon teams battling it out right here tonight. Just an ice-cold knock-on. Dropped it absolutely cold. Wasn't even a big hit. It wasn't even a pressure tackle. And this is just an absolute disaster. Nobody looking good in the second half. Nobody. They've both been awful. But anyways, the Warriors now. Victor says 10 points ahead, 13 minutes left, still not happy. Come on, Warriors. Yeah, I mean, I suppose the game is not really technically over. If the Warriors score here on the back of this set, I think that ices the game. 10 minutes to go. Reece Walsh steps off left, steps off right. Fourth tackle, 5 meters out. Benua Blake at first receiver. Johnson with the grubber kick through for himself, and it's just covered off by Corey Oates. Shaun Johnson nearly out of nowhere wins the game for the Warriors, but Corey Oates just appeared. Corey Oates with some black magic shit right there and just appeared out of nowhere and saves the day. And pretty much no options here for the Broncos. They've got to go short. They didn't go short enough. It's the Warriors' ball. Oh. We've got another leg. Seriously, I'm starting to think it's the turf here. I'm thinking it's the ground. And the Dolphins are going to need to fix this up before they come into the competition, because it can't be a coincidence that so many guys are slipping over their own feet and so many guys are walking away with leg injuries tonight. And it's Flegler again. Okay, Flegler is about to be on report for the 4th time tonight. Thomas Flegler is about to be on report for the 4th time tonight, and he is going to be spending some time on the sidelines. Too bad they don't have Billy Slater. I'm gonna take a photo of that. I'm gonna take a photo of that, Jason, and I'm gonna send it to Michelle. And Thomas Flegler's about to go into the sin bin again for the 2nd time. Flegler's about to be sent off. He's on report for the 4th time in this game. He's already been in the sin bin. I'm pretty sure that means it's an automatic send-off, right? He's gone. I mean, he's gone for the rest of the game regardless, even if he gets 10, because there's only 9 minutes left. And here he is. He's about to get a talking to. And he is off the field for the 2nd time tonight. 4 times on report, twice in the sin bin. Get the hell out. On report. Probably the reason. Oh, Byron Davidson says A-League game was there on Wednesday. Probably why everyone's slipping. Well, it could also be that he didn't get 10 in the bin for that. Somehow he's avoided the sin bin. I don't understand how you don't get sent off for that. If it's a penalty and he's on report for the 4th time today, that is surely a binning. Anyways, I'm going to send this to Michelle. The Billy Slater comment. Broncos need Billy Slater, apparently. There we go. I just sent that to her. Let's see what she says. They're taking the 2 points here. Reece Walsh, they're taking the 2 points. 18 points to 6. 8 minutes to go. I don't think they can lose in regulation time from here. I don't think the Warriors lose from here. Could it still be a draw and go to Golden Point? Probably not the way that the Broncos are playing, but theoretically and mathematically, yes. It could still be. They've gone short with the kickoff. Oates, it's just a little bit too deep again. It's all good, Vobsy. I wasn't going to draw attention to it, mate. No one score unless it's the Broncos. Broncos are allowed to score. It'd be good if Farnworth scored, because that way you still keep your 1 to 12. If Farnworth scores, we're still under 42.5 points, so I get 2 legs of my multi, which means I get my money back in the form of a bonus bet for only 1 leg failing. So that still works out for me. I mean, if you can't win the bet, at least get your money back. That works out good for both of us that way. So here's hoping for Farnworth to score a try before this game is over. Then we can both be happy. But 6.5 minutes to go. The Warriors have really got their tails up here. And they're just, they're really going to just defend and ice this game now. Michelle says, Jason, you're blocked. I sent her the message about Billy Slater. And she said, tell him he's blocked. Space here for Tessie New. Gets the offload. Another offload to Reynolds. And Reynolds falls over. Another slip. Another slip around the halfway line. This is very interesting. So many guys have fallen over their own feet at halfway. Payne Haas just slipped over on his own ass then. 5th and last now. They're not going to kick it. They are going to kick it. It's another terrible kick. It's a terrible kick, and it's a 7-tackle set for the Warriors. Dwayne Dixon says, Warriors, Warriors. Oh, has this touched? Someone Cobbo's claiming a try. Someone Cobbo's trying to claim a try here. Let's have a look at this. Everyone's onside. Well, except for the players on the inside. Let's see what they do. Cobbo's onside. Tessie New's offside. But he pulls back. He doesn't get involved in this. Reece Walsh decides to just watch it. He's watching it. He's protecting it. He's protecting it. He's watching it. Cobbo. No, that's not. God damn it. That's no try. He's telling us porky pies. Liar. Cancer on fire. That is no try. You can't call that a grounding. That cannot be called a grounding in any definition of the term. Jesus Christ. If they call that a... Look at this. If they call that... Yeah. Yes, no try. I'm sorry, but if they called that a try, it would have been ridiculous. I've seen those given before, though. To be fair, I have seen those given. He had a finger on the ball. If that's a try, my nan is a submarine. Well, luckily for you, Vopsy, your nan is not a submarine. And so and Cobbo was telling porky pies, telling fibs. Off to the naughty corner, Cobbo. That is no try. Bunty Afoa and his epic frizzy hair. And you would have to say it's game over now. Warriors. Warriors, you would have to say, surely have won this game. Fifth and last. 40 metres out. 30 metres out even. It's not even the last tackle. Now it's the last tackle. I got my tackle count wrong. Fifth and last now. 30 metres out. Johnson can put the ball high. They can pressure the kick chase. And the Broncos will knock the ball on. And that's been the difference. It's going to be 6 again. Shaun Johnson's just telling everyone to calm down. Calm down. We've got 6 tackles here. And that will be a penalty. And that will be the 2 points that puts them 14 points clear. And this will be 10 in the bin for Jake Turpin. Turpin's off. This will be the 2 points to put the Warriors well and truly clear. 4 minutes to go. 20 points to 6. And this is not good news for Vopsy. Because they will definitely take the 2 here. Where will the Warriors place after this game? That's a good question. Where do the Warriors go after this? So the Warriors will go to 4 points. What's their points differential at the moment? -10. So they're going to go they're going to go +4. So the Warriors are about to go +4. They're going to go 4 points. Okay, so they're going to go ahead of the Broncos into 9th spot. They will temporarily go above the Raiders into 8th. They will temporarily go above the Titans into 7th. Well, not temporarily. Titans have already played. So they will be above the Raiders. They'll be above the Raiders temporarily, depending on what happens in the Raiders game coming up next. They will definitely be above the Titans. They will be above the Knights. So they'll be up into 6th place. They will not leapfrog the Eels. So Warriors will be up into 6th. And they may stay at 6th, depending on what happens in the Manly Raiders game coming up after this. So a good result here for the Warriors. Bobsy, all is not lost yet. We need Farnworth to score a try. If the Warriors get a try, if the Broncos get a try, by Herbie Farnworth. We're still on here, mate. We're still on. You get your 1 to 12 back. I get a second leg in my multi, which means I get my bet returned in a bonus bet. We're still both winners. Herbie Farnworth to score a try in the next 2 minutes. Well, it has to be the next 2 minutes, doesn't it? Broncos have got the ball. Here we go. Broncos have got the ball. They have not looked like scoring a try, though, to be fair, in this second half. They haven't even had an attacking raid. Here's the cutout pass to Corey Oates. He's got space. He cuts back inside. Tackle 3. 5 meters out from the Warriors line. Probably more like 8 meters, but let's not be pedantic. Big open side to the right. And they're putting on the plays now. It's a little bit late. Cutout ball. Cobbo is taken into touch. He throws it back into his own man's face. And that has just summed up the Broncos' day, really. That just sums up the Broncos' day. Victor says, bloody hard to be a Warriors fan. 2 points is 2 points. You know what? I said that at the start of the stream. I didn't really know who to pick in this game. I was torn. I felt like this was a real 50-50 game. But I made a promise to myself that I would never, ever again tip the Warriors because you never know what Warriors team you're going to get. And we got a good Warriors team today, for the most part. They had 30 minutes of absolute dominance in the first half, which essentially won them the game. They've been pretty average for the rest of the game, but the Broncos have been worse. And that's been the story of this game so far. The Warriors haven't been that great, to be perfectly honest. The Broncos have just been complete and utter shithouse. To say that the Broncos have been shithouse is doing injustice to shithouse teams all over the world. Lachlan Smith says, you got to be kidding me. I had the Warriors 1 to 12. Don't take the kick. You're not the only one who had the Warriors 1 to 12. And yeah, they did. They took the kick. They took the 2 points. They wanted to make sure of it and go 14 ahead. And that was a forward pass, but they get away with that one. Fifth and last. So the Broncos are going to have to make a miracle play here. They're going to get one shot at it. They're going to get one shot to make a play at this and score a try. Corey Oates gets the ball and sets it midfield. And this is it. Reynolds chips over the top for So and Cobbo. Cobbo knocks it on, which is the story of the night. An air swing at the kick by Branko Lee. And that whole last play just summed up the Broncos' day. And it is game, set, and match. It is the Warriors 20 points to 6. And they just went out. They just went out by more than the 1 to 12. Now, there are a couple of people in the chat room who had the Warriors 1 to 12. So, very, very sorry for you guys. Very sorry for me as well. So, you know, I got one leg of that multi. I had under 42.5 total match points on the multi. God damn, what a shocking performance by the Broncos. That really was. That might be the worst performance that they've put in the season so far. But the season is still young. We're only in round 4, for God's sake. So, all right. I am going to sign off on this one. I'll be back for the next game in about... What time's the next game? Let's have a look. We've got 4:30, Manly Raiders. So I will start the stream for that in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'll end this one here. I will set up a new stream for it. We've got a multi on that game. We've got under 41.5 total points. We've got Tommy Turbo, and we've got Nickel Clockstad anytime try scorers. Manly Seagulls, Canberra Raiders, Glen Willow Oval at Mudgee. Coming up next, Wasted World of Sports. Like, subscribe, follow. Don't. I don't care. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. Very nice to have your company, and hope you stick around for the next game. I will be starting a new stream for it, so I will be signing out here. Thank you very much. Great job by the Warriors. Cheers. And I'll see you for kickoff in about 20 minutes' time. Manly, Raiders. Let's go again. Super Saturday, NRL. Cheers.